This is Lynn Pollard. I'm a parent contributor for the National Center for Learning Disabilities, and today I'm going to talk to you about a topic that I think is really relevant to a lot of parents, and it's about game time, about kids with learning differences and special needs being involved in sports and different competitive team environments. And this is definitely a topic that has been, kind of like a difficult one for our family. I have to say that well, first of all, I'm not athletic at all, really, and neither is my husband. But it's also been challenging because sports are something that, there's a lot of kind of peer pressure, both for kids and for parents to be involved in sports and to be good at sports and to find a sport that you can excel at and, contribute to a team where, you feel like it's something that you're really good at. So I think that's been definitely, it's been a challenge for our family to kind of feel like that we, I guess, as a family fit in with sporting and are good at sports. I really love sharing this because we've had just a really awesome experience with a couple of coaches here in our community who are friends of ours that we've just been really frank with about our son's differences, and he has high functioning autism. And we just kind of basically said, we want him to be able to be on a team, but he has certain challenges socially and somewhat physically as well. Our son has actually gotten some OT for some weak muscle tone and just kind of having trouble with, getting his body to do what he wants it to do, and also with attention. So we found that really for us, I think that the fact that we had already been vocal and been kind of sharing about our son's challenges within our community and our circle of friends really made it a lot easier for him to get engaged with teams that embraced him. And he's been on 2 different baseball teams and has had 2 different coaches who both of whom really seemed to really care and understand about what was going on, and just made an extra effort to make him feel like he was part of the team, even though his skills might not be completely up to par. And our son, honestly, would be the first to tell you, now that he's older, that he's not necessarily great at baseball, and he's not great at soccer, but he is great at math, and he is great at playing the piano, and he is great at playing chess and other things like that. And so what we've really learned through my son's sporting experience is, first of all, just that the more open and you are about talking about your child's differences, the more likely you are to be able to approach a coach or have a coach approach you and say, hey, I really want your child to be on our team, and we're ready and willing to accept what it is about them that makes them different and make a place for him. And I think that there's just really, you just can't put a price on the value of that. I mean, as a parent, to have someone make an extra effort to make your child feel included, even though that child may not contribute any scores or anything of value to the team, except for that what they're doing is in essence contributing to the team an opportunity for the kids to experience diversity and to experience being around a teammate who maybe has challenges, and just kind of the lesson learned that everyone can embrace that person and see the value in them as a human being beyond just the fact that they might be able to hit the ball and score. So I think that that's been a really great part of our kind of story when it comes to sports. And then also, I shared this in the blog post, but this is really meaningful to our family. Our son has been playing the piano and taking piano lessons recently. He's been really excelling and doing well. And I shared this in the post, but I just want to say here on the video that our son came to us a few weeks ago at the beginning of getting ready to sign up for baseball season. And he said, Mom and Dad, I don't want to play baseball this year. Even though his coach, who had been so sweet and supportive, had invited him back and was excited about having him back on the team, our son, made the choice, and he said, I'm really good at piano and I'm really good at other things. And he said, I really want to spend time instead of baseball doing something I'm really good at. And, I think that that's just such a great example of self-advocacy. Like, there's no reason that he should have to feel like he has to participate on a team, even though he'd been invited and he had friends. And even though he'd had some social challenges on the team, I do feel like he, to some degree, felt like he fit in, and the friends there accepted him and embraced him. There's never going to be a perfect environment for that, for kiddos on the autism spectrum. I think they're always going to face challenges with social skills, like in the dugout and things like that, which he did. But even so, he felt like he had a place in the team, but he was able to make that choice just to say, I want to do something I'm excelling at, something that I'm already proven that I'm good at. And I think that there's just a lot of value in that. And I think that for me is really showing that the self-advocacy skills that we're teaching him are really starting to work, and that he's learning, when to speak up and say, this isn't the place for me. And I think that's okay. So anyways, that's basically what I wanted to share with you, is just that, and just to encourage you. And I hope I did this in the blog post as well, that, even though there's a lot of emphasis on sports and competitive environments, and it's still to this day difficult for, my husband and I to watch other kids in our neighborhood, be the sports stars. And we have really good friends whose daughters are just like ripping up the soccer field, and, and our daughter just isn't. And even though that's still difficult in some way, just because you kind of have your expectations, for what things are going to be like with your kids, that it doesn't really matter, obviously, we kind of all know this as parents. It doesn't matter if your kid becomes a basketball star or a baseball star. What really matters, though, I think, especially for kids with LD, and learning differences, special needs, is that just give them the opportunity, but give them the opportunity to engage with sports in the way that's appropriate for them, in a way that makes them feel comfortable, in a way that is protective of their abilities, and in a situation that doesn't make them feel singled out or put them in a situation where there's skills that they aren't able to develop, or that it's not age appropriate for them. And just make sure that if they're in a protected, safe environment, and with around coaches that are supportive and positively encouraging them and making them feel like they're a vital part of the team, despite their performance, I think that those are really important, valuable, moments for kids, any kind of kid, whether they have a difference or not. And so I just want to say, even though our kind of end story is that neither one of our kids at this point have become, these stellar athletes, I feel like that we've, by exposing them to sports, and also in finding and seeking out coaches and teachers and help, that's kind of helped us embrace them for who they are. It's been, overall, actually a really good experience for our family to be involved in sports, and to take those lessons learned from those experiences and apply them to other things in our kids' lives. So, all right, that's it for today. Thanks again for joining me and for caring about what I have to say. And hopefully I will see you again next time. Take care.